All right, welcome to another episode, one of the last of the year for what? MyFX Buddies, the podcast. And I say podcast because there's a blog that you should visit because everything and more that I'm going to talk about, almost everything, is on the blog. So you can see it for yourself. You can see the article. I put a link. It will come up in Arabic and you just, uh, I don't know. I've been doing it so long. My devices already know, oh, this is Arabic. Let's put it in English. They already know. I don't even have to tell it anymore. And then you can see it, you know. Okay. And if you're listening on YouTube, uh, I'm going to say, hey, YouTube, anything that I show, discuss, well, then I have to be careful. Is covered by the Fair Use Disclaimer Act because it's for commentary, commenting, I guess you could say teaching, sharing, and all that good stuff. If I say some words that you're like, what the heck did she say? Then you can go to rss.com and there is a pretty darn good transcript of the whole thing, and then you can, and it's even time ticked. So if I say something and you don't know what it was, pay attention to the time. Then when you go to rss.com, look for the transcript and look at the time, and there it will be very close. Okay, and that's it. Oh, the blog, myfxbuddies.blogspot.com. But wherever you're listening, I put a link. I try my very best to put a link to the blog there. So if you look in the info section or description or whatever, there's a link there that usually works. And Spotify.com has the video. All right, so this is going to be a long one, a long, slow one. Okay, the one on Christmas Eve was a long, fast one. I cracked myself up. I know. Okay. Anyway, so yes, so today is the day after Christmas, December 26th. This is early enough where I should get it uploaded where it will be the date of December 26th. Yay. All right. So, um, it's mostly good stuff. There's some bad stuff, but it's just peripheral stuff. But you never know, right? So, but I'll mix it in anyway. So let's get it started. Okay. An economist speaks passionately about the fate of the ancient Iraqi dinar against the dollar. All right. So this guy, Hashemi, I really need to grow up. Maybe I will mature in 2024. I doubt it though. Anyway, okay. Okay, so that's the economist. That's his last name. All right. He said on Tuesday that the Iraqi government and central bank have exhausted and weakened the value of the Iraqi dinar in a difficult journey with the dollar. Oh, this is my favorite article of today, possibly today and yesterday. Uh, so it's not exciting. It's just he's very proud. He's like my mother used to say, I've had it up to here. You can tell by the wording that he uses. He's tired of them playing games with the rate, the dinar rate. And I'm going to point that out to you. Okay. So he also tweeted. So he said, all right. So he must have been interviewed and then he tweeted. The currency, yes, I still say tweeted. You know what it is. I'm saying Twitter, okay? The currency that rebounds against the dollar due to a statement, a foreign ambassador, and then declines the next day to military strikes here or there cannot be considered a cohesive currency or capable of preserving value. But the problem is not with the currency, but rather with those who work in its name. Okay, and then there's some words missing. There's an ellipsis here. The 3 dots, which means there was more conversation, more words. I appreciate them at least letting me know they're hiding something, right? Okay, so then he goes on. The Iraqi government and the central bank exhausted the Iraqi dinar and weakened its value and reputation during a difficult journey with the dollar, during which the state drained tens of billions of dollars to prove the saying, the dinar is stronger than the dollar. And so far, the official system has not been able to achieve that. So we've been hearing, and it's not even Sudani. Kazemi said it all the way back to Abadi. When Abadi was prime minister, he was saying it too. The dinar is going to be worth more than the dollar. You know, all these things. And here we are, was still sitting at a program rate. So he's calling them out. Hey, you guys did this. The government and the CBI has done this. In the paragraph before that, he's saying it's not a strong currency if one day some person, a diplomat or a foreign person, can come out and say something that drives the dollar up, and then they have a military strike, which they did. We did, right? And I'll get to that. And then it goes down, or vice versa, right? And that does happen, so I think he's sick of that. All right. He continued, it is unfortunate that the fate and reputation of the ancient, and that's in parentheses, and I'm not sure why, Iraqi dinar is in the hands of an official government group which does not value its legal value as it should, and does not work properly to defend it or restore confidence in it locally and internationally. So I like articles like this when these people have I was about to say something I shouldn't say. They have the courage to, they have the courage to point out the hypocrisy, the lies, the empty promises, whatever words you want to put there, that have been made to them over and over and over. And he's like, yeah, you're doing things, but it's still, you're not valuing its legal value, which we don't even know what that is, right? We've heard what it is, but anyway, so yeah, I like that. And I'm just looking at the words. See, I bolded those words. I put the official system has not been able to achieve that. I put that in blue because he's calling them out. You keep telling us the dinar is stronger than the dollar. Oh, by the way, someone finally put, and the volume for me is going to dip down, but if you're watching this, perhaps this may be the first time you've seen this. You won't hear it, but look at that. He's counting dinar. He gave it to his customer. And look how proud he is. And then some guy is working, and he hopes that he got paid in dinar notes. There's a teacher. She's showing the students, look at your national money. And then the last guy is, I think, a taxi driver or something. And he's sitting in the car counting dinar notes. So it's on YouTube, but it's a short, so I cannot embed it here in the blog, because some people just don't like. They're like, can't you just put it right there so I can see it on the blog? I don't want to have to go find it, but I can't. But what I did do is I put the link. You know what? Somewhere that you're probably not even going to be able to see it. Well, we'll get to it. Oh, we're already at 10 minutes. Anyway, so yeah. So it took like forever, and that's not even a news channel. That is some at user hyphen letters and numbers, right? So I don't know what took them so long. I thought it would be all over YouTube and they would just be so happy to share it. But yeah, so if you want to show people, yes, it's in Arabic, but that doesn't matter. You can look at them, you can see pride on a person's face no matter what language they speak. You can see that. Anyway, all right, I'll move on. Okay, so these are yesterday's articles. This one, Kurdistan will prevent dealing in the dollar in 2024 if Baghdad wants. Like, what? So, to me, when I read that, that's telling me they don't really want to do it. But if Baghdad tells us to do it, we'll do it. So it says the application started in airports. So they may have already started curbing the use of the dollar in airports, maybe? I don't know. But anyway, so let's see. We're not going to read this whole thing. Oh, wait, maybe we are. It's short. The Minister of Commerce in the Kurdistan government. Ooh, is his last name really Muslim? No, that can't be right. Anyway, confirmed in a statement that the region only adopts the Iraqi dinar in transactions at the level of border crossings and airports, and said that measures to prevent the circulation of the dollar will include real estate, car trade, and other activities during the next year. You see that? Well, you don't, but it says that during the next year, if a decision is issued to do so by the Central Bank of Iraq, and we know they have. They've already issued that. So, after the Ministry of Interior launched a campaign to prevent dealing in dollars in all governance. Ooh, with the exception of the Kurdistan region. I didn't know that. But I'm a little leery about this now that I see this guy's name. But anyway, while indicating that the penalty for violating the law reaches 5 years in prison. So that to me sounds like they want you to do it. But anyway, so yeah, so see, here he is again, Kamal Muslim, Minister of Trade in Kurdistan. We are committed to all instructions. Oh yeah, this is lengthy. Not really, but it's broken up in sections for some reason. Okay, anyway, listen to this. We are committed to all instructions and decisions regarding stabilizing the dollar exchange rate and increasing the value of the Iraqi dinar, as we deal in the Iraqi dinar exclusively at the level of border crossings and airports. Now, see, I keep telling you guys, I don't think it's going to happen right at the beginning of January. It's going to take time. They're fighting it for one thing. The people, they've been dealing with crooked politicians, crooked banks all this time, and then overnight they're supposed to distrust. But if they put signs up saying if you're caught using the dollar, that's 5 years in the pokey, maybe they will. But they need to see the value increase, right? And then, what's his name? Nader, he was like, unless they come out with small denominations, I'm not carrying around a pocket full, uh, uh, or actually backpacks and bags full. And I've showed you those pictures. When they go to the bank, they come out with a wad full of dinar. Anyway, that's good. And then, look. Currency market experts say that the issue of dinarizing. So they're having a word that I'm having trouble saying. So like how we say dollarization, they have it. Dinarizing. There we go. I just said it. Dinarizing. Okay. Currency market experts say that the issue of dinarizing local buying and selling operations in the Kurdistan region will have a major impact on the rise in the value of the dinar because blah, blah, blah. Okay, so great, great article there. And see, again, also, Kurdistan still sees themselves as their own country. They have their own culture, they have their own songs, they dress their own way, they decorate their homes their own way. And we came along and said, no, 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 you are now one Iraq. So that's an issue they're still trying to overcome. And at one time, they even had their own money. You can look it up. Look up Kurdistan dinar, and you'll see images. Okay. All right. So here, now, we've already gone over this, I think, prior to, well, on Christmas Eve. But I just want to show you, they're still talking about the dollar is gradually losing dominance. They expect the rate to be at 1400, and it was. But today, it's back up to 1520, 1547. And they're saying that's because it was Christmas. And remember I said that's what they do around the holidays. They raise prices, which is just wrong. Isn't that just wrong? But whatever. But it says, okay, so here's another thing. Now, is this Kurdistan? No, this is Nabil Tamimi. So this, even though he speaks from Baghdad, right, it's supposed to be for the whole country. The dollar will continue to decline, but it needs time to reach the official price. So it's not going to happen overnight, according to the articles. It is possible that it will stabilize at 1400. I know it says 140,000, but we've gone over this before. You drop two zeros from both sides, and you get $1 on one side and 1400 on the other during the coming period. So here, we can skip that. So I put a ton of articles here. Some of them I'm not going to cover because it was just easier for me rather than pick and choose. I just put them all there. Okay. Anyway, Shell's tripping with some liquidation and they're probably reneging on a contract. Oh, this was interesting. Long queues. Oh my gosh, it's 18 minutes already. Long queues in front of the TBI, which is Trade Bank of Iraq, and chaos. Basra employees are subjected to humiliation. And I put interesting. I wish I knew more. So this guy, he put a video, which you know what? I can put the video there. I'll go back and embed that video. But they had security out there to make sure they were standing in long lines to receive their salaries. Well, what's so different this time about them getting their salaries? That there were long lines, they feel humiliated, and it's chaotic. I don't know. But yeah, and this was just one branch of one bank, and I was hoping maybe today I would see more, but I didn't. But also, they're technically on holiday. Remember, they shut down from the 26th through January 3rd. So the news is gonna be scarce, but there will be news. But anyway, yeah, okay, so let's skip that. So we're gonna have to skip way more stuff. Here's another one. A financial expert points out the reasons for the continuous decline in the dollar exchange rate. So it's gradually going down. There is great reluctance. Oh yeah, some people don't want to give some institutions don't want to give their final account because it's probably hard to do when you're working from two books, right? Economic expert calls for the permanence of the dollar's decline through economic measures. This is, he's actually a member of, he was a member of the finance committee. I don't think he made it this time around. But Antoine, remember, you guys, I always say, how is it a Muslim's last name? I mean, an Iraqi's last name is Antoine. But it is. So he's saying, okay, yeah, knock down the rate and keep it down. Permanence. All right. So here, there was a drone attack on the Erbil International Airport. So here, I'm going to tell you the bad stuff that's been happening. That was the first thing I saw. Okay. Israel killed. Oops. Okay. Well, I said that and I meant that, but I'm going to use different words, right? So, Soleimani, remember Soleimani? Trump took him out, and Iran is still really, really, really mad about that. They still want vengeance. Over the weekend, over Christmas, Israel took out a really good friend of his. So why do I think that may affect Iraq? Well, there was a shelling, missiling, rocketing, whatever word you want to put, of our base in Syria. Three of our, or I don't even know if it's three. I probably saw three, but it could be more. They say our soldiers were seriously injured, so it's probably worse than that. So that happened. Then we retaliated in more than one place. So all of that is bad. It has to be done, right? I mean, it doesn't have to. I know. We don't have to have the three-letter word for aggressive maneuvers. I just made a Star Wars reference. Anyway, but it is what it is, right? And we can't, they've done things to us 103 times now, and we've only retaliated a few times. So, but what does that do? That makes the politicians and all the haters, no, the politicians and people in Iraq say, you got to get the Americans out of here. Even this time, let's see, Sudani even went on TV. It looks like he went on TV and gave a speech saying he condemned what we did, our retaliation. Well, we'll get to it. So that happened, and so we have to deal with that. Maybe not. A maybe a few, but I know at least one Kuwaiti citizens and Saudi Arabian citizens. They were in Iraq and now they're no longer living. That's not good. But they're gonna do how they do. They give them the bodies and stuff, and they didn't apologize, but they said it was an atrocity. And so that's another little thing that's adding, there's smoke, right? There's little flames, and each one of these things is just another. So maybe it will matter, maybe it won't. But I at least want you to know, yes, there's all this great stuff happening, but in the background there's this other stuff happening too. So the Red Sea is escalating because someone thought, oh, I'll go through the Red Sea because Operation Prosperity or Prosperity Guardian, whatever, is going to protect me. Well, it didn't work out. And that the drones hit whatever, and we took out the drones. And so, but the traffic that's sitting around, guess where they're going to dock? They're going to dock in Iraq. So it'll be a good time for Iraq to show, hey, we're ready for it, right? So maybe there'll be a little bit of a silver lining out of this these bad situations. Okay, so that's it. That's the bad stuff. Remember when I told you there's bad stuff? That's it. All right. Here, new electronic payment cards confusing for the Iraqi citizens. So, specific parties dominate the electronic payment card system, which will be implemented at the beginning of next year. Implemented at the beginning of next year. But they're saying there's no infrastructure and it's becoming confusing. So I'm wondering, this is not related to that bank in Basra. So they're clearly doing something, right? They're giving them something new, something, and it's causing them confusion and it's causing them to rush to the banks. But we have to have that happen, right? Okay, so let's see. The market understands nothing about the reasons for the rapid decline in the exchange rate. What is the story of the home dollar? That is their money. Here again, there is ambiguity in what is happening, and the market was programmed to decline without knowing the real reasons. So, are they going on TV and saying, hey, your rate's about to go down. We can't tell you why. It's just going to go down? I don't know. But there's definitely something, it appears to be happening quickly, and they're asking questions and not happy with the answers they're getting. Okay, so, and I think that's good. It may sound like I'm saying that's bad. I think that's good. All right. Iranian official. The Iraqi market is witnessing change, and we must realize the new circumstances. So that's an Iranian person saying things in Iraq's economy. Oh, I didn't bold. The Iraqi market has taken a new form, and the entry of large Iranian companies and joint cooperation with Iraqi companies could be a good opportunity for joint production with this country. And there's other stuff too. But how good is that? Iran is saying, hey, and here we had meetings, and during the visit, negotiations took place with various Iraqi officials, and good results and solutions were reached to solve currency exchange problems with the two countries. So yeah, this is a good article. It's long. I have to move on, but that's great. Revealing the reasons for the decline in the dollar exchange rate. Will it continue? Hear more about Iraqi and Turkey entering a new phase that started on Christmas Eve. So if you go back and listen to that podcast or whatever, you'll hear about that. That's more about Iraq and Iran. With the economic confusion, here's another. This is a headline, but again, economic confusion. We haven't been seeing that before. So something's going on, and I think it's good. And there is something about exchange rate in here too. The recovery of the Iraqi economic activity, will it repeat its role? And this is a good article. This is from that website. The language is a little more advanced. So I know not everyone reads these, but this is this is a good article. But perhaps the reason for the reduction in inflation rates is due to the CBI adopting a more stringent monetary policy and the impact of raising the exchange rate of the Iraqi dinar. That's what we like. All right, so we're at 29 minutes. So here's another one about how soon will it be before the dollar hits 1400. Here's hey, you spent all that money on Christmas. Wouldn't you like a way to make some for just referrals? It's not a business. It's just referring. So click the link. All right. So here, I already read that. Here is, government media announces the measures taken to adopt electronic payments. We can skip that. Here's Sudani. See, he gave his speech. Look at all the flags and his presidential podium. The Iraqi government denounces the recent American, that word I'm not going to say, I'm just going to say retaliation, and announces the toll of the no longer living. Yeah, so, and then here, oh yeah, see, 3 American soldiers were injured. Pentagon. So I put them right next to each other. Oh, this is a really great article too, but I know you guys aren't going to read it. But it's before the eyes of the Honorable Prime Minister is a vision to activate the achievement of economic reform. And now I know it says 2024 through 2026, but don't even let that bother you. Okay? And there he is, Samir Nusari. All right. He always writes really long. He's intelligent. So that's how he writes. But that's a good article. Activating, he uses the word activating. And then at least read the number 6 one. I even bolded it. Bolded. It's in bold, which means, hey, you should really read me. Here's more about getting the dollar to 14.50 or less. And I think he says here, they use the remaining time of the year, to take inventory, restore accounts, collect debts. So that's what he's saying. The banks aren't doing a lot of stuff they normally do right now because they are taking inventory, restoring accounts, collecting debts, and developing a plan for the new year. All of this was one of the main reasons for the decline in the exchange rate. We expect that if the government continues its measures, it could reach 14.50 or less during the first days of the new year. So he's very optimistic. All right, and then here's the word activating. You like that? And if they do all this stuff they say they're going to do, they will turn Iraq into a producer instead of a consumer. And here's a guy. Look, you can tell he gets his suits tailored. Anyway, activating the Private Sector Development Council, yay! And reactivation, reactivating, reviving investment, and conveying the image and reality of investment. So, see, very good, very good. We can skip that because I know it's 33 minutes. I'm almost done. Oh yeah, you should read this. Iraq expectations of 2024. Will mobile phones eliminate cash? And what do we know about FIB Bank? Remember that bank they opened up earlier this year? The first total electronic or digital banking bank. And, oh, the link to here. See, it's, that looks purple to me, but I think it's blue, right? The letters are blue. That's a link. If you want to go see their website, it will go there. It's the first Iraqi electronic bank. And I remember when they opened because I was not happy about it, but gotta go with the times, right? Okay, so they talk about that. And that really, in my opinion, is customer education. But they have some really important people were interviewed for this. Okay, here's something that was on the CBI today. Modify controls. So it's something that came out in 2022, but they updated it for yesterday, 12/25. But I'm not going to read it because I don't think it has anything to do with what we're waiting for. Here, the Iraqi dinar recovered against the dollar amid government measures to confront speculators. So recovered is past tense, right? And they just go on to say all the good things that the central bank and the government has done. They even have a paragraph called The Recovery of the Iraqi Dinar. So it's all good. It says it'll be gradual. The exchange rate may decline again in a significant way. Gradual if the Iraqi government takes strict measures against speculators. I think that's the last. Oh, this there is something good in here. They amended the economic reform law, or they did something with the economic reform law, but whatever. I don't get excited about stuff like that. So they had the Council of Ministers meeting, and these are the results that came out of it. If you'd like to read that, some people do. I don't. Here it is. Approval of the draft economic reform law and sending it to the state council. That was their first thing. And we can skip that. We aspire, I think we're going to end on this because we're at 36 minutes. But this is pretty good. Advisor to Sudani. We aspire to the end of the parallel market for the dollar in the coming days. So we still don't rightly know. I just can't believe I said that. We don't exactly know the definition of coming days. I'm going to say 2 weeks max, but we don't know. All right, so it's all good. All good. Here's another one. The black market for the dollar has begun to disappear, and the exchange rate is rising today due to Christmas. All right, let's see. And here's another. Iraq's dealing with a basket of currencies reduces the dominance of the dollar. But this is, and it says right here, the U.S. agreed to deal with the dirham, the euro, the yuan, the rupee, all of which contributed to reducing the exchange rate. And I believe that's it. Oh, no, one more. Sudanese financial advisor, Iraq will enter the advanced digital era early next year. Now we're done. And look, I have a lot of that bolded too. So you should go read that. All right. All right. So, wow, that was a lot. But you know what? It's all good except the little skirmishes that some people believe won't hold anything up. But like I said, I know a lot of you guys listen a lot of places and no one's telling you about it. And people think I'm crazy for wondering why I think it could go to April. And plus some of that is some of it they are doing to interfere, right? But anyway, so I'm not going to hold you. I'm going to quickly say goodbye. I'm going to say thank you. I hope you had a Merry Christmas. I hope you're going to enjoy the rest of the holiday season. So unless something breaking really great comes out tomorrow, I'm not going to do another 27, 28. Maybe that would be Thursday, right? That would be the last day before the weekend, baby. So yeah, maybe Thursday I'll do another post, and that would be the last one for the year. Thursday is the 28th. All right. So again, thank you for listening. Accumulate while we wait for the rate to appreciate. Pay all your bills. Don't miss any meals. Enjoy the rest of your morning, night, noon, whatever time frame you are enjoying this content. And until next time.